What up, YouTube? Denny in Saigon. Thanks for watching my video. My name's Denny. I'm an American. I live in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. It's a beautiful morning. I'm on my way to teach preschoolers. I'm in the city of Saigon. I'm up here in District 12. If you're not from here, you probably don't know anything about it. But 12 is it's on the edge of the city, and there are really no foreigners here. Not too many up here in District 12. A lot of the foreigners who come to Vietnam and who live in Saigon, they like to live in District 1 or 2 over on the other side of the city, on the east side of the city. I'm on the west side, towards Campuchia. I'm really not that far from the Cambodian border, actually, where I'm at. It is, I think I could take a motorbike there in about an hour or two. I may have to do that when I renew my visa. You do have to renew your visa sometimes. I've had a year visa before, and then I've been extending it. I'm not exactly sure how all that works, but you got to get their permission to get the visa, and then sometimes you can't get it. You can only extend it or whatever. I don't know. Or it's real expensive or detrimental or something. So I just extended it, and but you have a lot of options, I guess. Depending on how much money you want to spend. It's Asia, you probably can eat whatever you want if you spend enough money. It's like anywhere else. Yeah, lovely traffic. It's a van and I can't really go anywhere. Now I can. There we go. That's how it works here. It's a little tricky, but you know, it can be done. I am going to come home here eventually. I mean, I just got to see my kids real bad. And I want to find out what's all going down in the West. Come home and pay my taxes. I haven't paid taxes since I left. I don't know what I don't know what to do about that, really. The taxes, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I'm going to go see an accountant and then just pay whatever Uncle Sugar tells me I got to pay. What I'm going to do. But I ain't going to do that till I get home. I guess Trump's going to give his big speech about the border wall, which is cool. The media is talking about not airing his speech. We're putting it on a delay. They're such traitors, man. They're just such evil bastards. Of course, the way they talk about Trump is that every word coming out of his mouth is a lie. They're real snake oil salesmen. If you have heard this narrative that they put out that illegal immigrants are committing less crime than citizens, they've been talking about that. The Washington Post published a report, and then HuffPo, and all these people, you know, they're all using this report to suggest that illegals are committing less crimes. If you're a little bit savvy and you go click on the report and look at it, you can see that the chart it clearly indicates the data is about convictions, okay? Illegals are convicted of less crimes, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they commit less crimes. They're just convicted less. Why are they convicted less? Maybe they don't show up for court. Maybe they're not. Maybe the prosecutor drops the case, but whatever. It's not. They lie to you like that every day. They love to lie to you like that in some sort of way where you're just not going to be. You're not going to pick up on it. Maybe. But I hope a lot of you don't pick up on it. That's what they do. It's super evil and deceptive, but it's no surprise. And evil men wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived and all that. You know, it's just getting worse. That's why, I mean, I expect them to lie to me all the time. Whatever they say, the media, the mainstream media, I kind of just expect it to be a lie all the time. I kind of know it will be. You kind of have an instinct, right? A feeling. The sad case of this little girl in Texas who was murdered, you know. She happened to be black. the media, you know, they jump on that right away. A black child was shot, and so they run with the story that was a white supremacist. And when they found out it was just another black person, then suddenly they don't care about that death anymore. That death is not worth lamenting. That death is not worth discussing. Khashoggi, oh Khashoggi, poor Khashoggi. Whatever happened to dear old Khashoggi? That death now, that's worth discussing. Because it harms Trump and
We don't know.
supports their narrative. Of whatever they're trying to sell you. I don't know, man. It's what a world. What can you say about it all? I want to come back to the USA, but I know it's a more dangerous place than this place, except for traffic. I get it that if you're driving around here a lot, you know, statistically, I think, you know, using logic and reason, not everybody does, and I realize that. People are really out of touch with reality nowadays. I think about my future, and, you know, I imagine how many years I might have left under the best scenario, and I imagine, you know, statistically what might take me out. I'd like to survive, but you know, if I'm here in traffic, statistically, it's going to be traffic. But if I'm in the West, statistically, it's going to be probably heart disease or crime, maybe. Depends on where I'm living, what kind of life I'm living, you know, if it's crime or not. But cancer, high probability of that if you live long enough. I think that's what happens to everybody if you live long enough. I don't know, but I'm trying to negate my risks. I'm trying to judge which way the world might be going, and God, who knows? You know, who knows? Who knows what the economy's going to do? Think about that all the time. You know, because look, the people who run the banks of the world, you know, do you trust them? What are their plans? You know, if you're on the left, you probably trust them, and you think I'm a conspiracy theorist if I don't. I don't really trust the people who print the money, and what are they going to do to the world? You know, the military-industrial complex, the deep state, any of these. I don't trust the Vatican or the Queen. I don't trust any of these ass clowns, man. And maybe you do, but any of the corporations, and certainly not the tech companies. That's going to be our big. That's going to be our biggest fear, man. Is the tech companies becoming political, hyper politicized, and then going after us with AI and with technology, and that's what's happening. That's what's happening. They're using technology to spread their lies, and they're using technology to influence your behavior. You know, your attitudes, your emotions, your opinions, and your behaviors. And I was reading this article today. It was in my Google feed. Google's feeding it to me, right? So I read it. Google wants me to read it, apparently, but some amazing lefty, liberal expert genius, and there are a lot of them. He's said, you know, Trump won because of AI and Facebook and Cambridge Analytica and all that. Somehow, you know, populism is popular all around the world. People are supporting populism all around the world. People want to keep their nations. People want to keep their languages, their cultures, and their borders. You know, I can tell you one thing about the New World Order. I've done enough reading about it. One thing that they all agree on, everyone who ever discussed the New World Order, one thing they all agree on is that it's going to be unpopular, and people are going to resist it. They know that. They know that people are going to resist it. That's why a lot of it's being done in secret. It has been done in secret for a long time. People don't necessarily want this, and so they're going to force it on you. And so on that, they all agree. It's going to be unpopular. So Trump was elected because, you know, people want to save the country and the Constitution, and people want to save the Republic. They don't want to give up all of our sovereignty to global bodies. You know, look at this dude. turned in there real slow, thank goodness. You know, like Obama was constantly handing over American sovereignty to global bodies and stuff. All kinds of ways, man. And that's their plan, is to eventually hand over every last bit of sovereignty to, you know, some global body. A lot of times it's, you know, the UN, and the guys are so communist. They're so evil. They're a cult, man. They're communists. They're a cult. Not necessarily just communists, but Marxists, Leninists, leftists. Collectivists, man. That's the word I'm looking for. Collectivists. And they're a cult, man. They have a lot of strange beliefs. And, you know, who wants to be led by that? Unless you're in the occult, why the hell do you want to be led by people who are into weird stuff like that? But that's the way they're pushing the world. They're going to normalize Satanism and all this stuff, you know, obviously. The Baphomet statue is touring. You know, some people are so ignorant about the Baphomet. They don't know what that is and what that means, what that's about. It's bad news, probably. I mean, I believe in religious freedom and all that, but... The West is going nuts. I mean, it's going off the rails faster than everybody else. So yeah, you need to probably close the borders. It's just stupid. You know, the lefties are complaining about the TSA not getting paid, and they're not there to grab your balls at the airport, but then people can just waltz across the border with anyone or anything in their bags. They don't really care. And then this Mueller investigation. Every day they leak a little bit of news out about the Mueller investigation, and then a lot of it's old news. It's stuff that's known for a long time. They report it as though it's new. They're talking about Bessel Niskaya, the seedy Russian lawyer at the Trump Tower meeting. Man, if they just went on TV every day, if like Fox News, who is completely corporate owned, and they want to cover up everything too, they're total New World Order. If they went on TV every day and just explained to the American people how this was a setup, if they just explained the facts, people would realize it's a setup because it's so obvious. How Bessel Niskaya was flown into the country by Obama and Susan Rice, and then she met with Glenn Simpson of Fusion GPS before and after the Trump Tower meeting. What did they discuss? Well, what do you think they discussed? They discussed the Trump Tower meeting. You know, Glenn Simpson and Fusion GPS were in on creating that dossier. You know, the dirty dossier that's totally fake. And people in the Justice Department helped on that too. Bruce Orr, his wife, Nellie Orr, works for Glenn Simpson of Fusion GPS. Imaginate that. If people just explain, you know, heard this every day, they would understand it. They would begin to fathom it, but they'd hear a lot of other crap. I'm really into some shit here. People aren't going to cut me no slack. I'm going to have to get aggressive now. That's what you have to do in this traffic. Because I let that one person through. Alright, just going to cut through. I'm going to do what they do. I'm going to follow this girl. Yeah, that's how it works here. You know. It's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. It ain't no thing but a chicken wing. You know I'm American if I'm saying that. Pinched here. On the wrong side, ain't I? Yeah, you know, this whole thing, man, is a setup, and a super obvious setup. Papadopoulos, you know, all these people, when they were spying on Trump and the Trump campaign, and all these people are coming out of nowhere, approaching people connected with the campaign and offering them all kind of dirt on Hillary, and then asking about Trump, you know. Offering dirt on Hillary and then asking about Trump. I don't know. It's such a setup. And it's such an obvious setup. And the lefties, 13 Russian indictments. Come to find out the truth, I bet the Russian bots are all Democrats, man. I'll bet the truth comes out that all of the Russian bots are Democrats. I just don't see how Putin could possibly give a crap about propagandizing the USA when how could he compete with American propaganda? America's already headed into the New World Order. How the hell is he going to compete with it? You know? I can't get anywhere today. It's just nonsense. Anyways, my video is probably 20 minutes long. Thanks for watching my video. And I'll make it to school eventually here. I'll make it home eventually too. Probably by May. Anyways, my name's Denny. Thanks for watching my video and have a nice day.